Until this crisis is over, every weeknight we are trying to separate the facts from the fiction surrounding the new coronavirus. Tonight we are joined by the president and CEO of the San Antonio Water System, Mr. Robert Puente. Robert, thank you for joining us tonight. And there's breaking news that just came in earlier this evening from Houston that they are testing their wastewater for COVID-19. What exactly does that mean?
Well, all indications are that this virus cannot transmit itself through wastewater. In other words, you don't have to worry about that. The reason some utilities are testing their wastewater streams is to see and predict if there's a hotspot somewhere, or if there's actually a decrease in the amount of people having it in what used to be a hotspot.
Yeah, so it's not a concern necessarily about drinking water. It's just to kind of follow where it is and how they can combat it.
Correct. It's a tool that they use to see where there might be a hotspot. Any
interest in SAWS in doing something like this?
Not yet. Just by the mere numbers, we know where those hotspots are. The nursing home on the southeast side and the jail, of course, are the two big hotspots. But we haven't really talked about using this as a tool yet.
Great. All right, let's get to some of our questions that we have for tonight. What has SAWS been doing to provide services during this public health crisis? And I know that people don't think of utilities as essential services, but your workers really are.
They are, and we're all proud of the medical field, the nurses, the first responders. I'm just as proud as of our individuals that are out there putting themselves and their families at risk also, because they have to respond to line breaks, they have to respond to sewer spills. They have to make sure that we still continue to oversee the construction that's going on. So we've had to kind of adjust to what they are. We know that for the longest time, restaurants were closed. And so we had to find a way to feed our employees that were out in the field. And we did certain things like that to make sure that our employees always felt that they could do their job and still be protected. So if it was from taking their temperature to minimizing their contact, in other words, not more than one individual per vehicle. We did all of those things to make sure that they were protected.
All right, I want to get to our first viewer question tonight. Has there been an increase in demand with more people staying home? Have you noticed anything about that on those lines?
No, our utility is still very much weather dependent. Whether it's an increase or decrease, it hasn't really been much other than the weather itself. We have seen a bit of a decrease commercial and a bit of an increase residential. They offset each other somewhat, but nothing of big substance that you can really tell there's something else going on besides the weather.
All right, next question. Is there help out there for those who can't pay their water bills right now?
There's a tremendous amount of help. Of course, the federal government issued that stimulus check. The city of San Antonio just received $270 million from the federal government to be spent on COVID-related necessities. Part of that, we hope, is utility assistance. From the very beginning, we have told our customers, if you've lost your job, your spouse lost a job, or there's been a cut in pay, don't worry, your water services will not be cut off. So we have discontinued that program of going out and cutting people's water off if they're not paying their bills. So that's the big help that we can do for them. At the end of this, whenever we get back to some normalcy, we have to figure out a way how to collect that bad debt. But we're going to do a lot of communication with the customer. We're going to let them know what programs are available to hopefully help them pay off that bill. Everything from us being much more flexible, for example, not charging late fees, and give them opportunities to make a much longer payment plan if that's what we need.
Yeah, one less thing to worry about with all these other things going on. Yeah.
Yes.
We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Vista Ridge since we have you on tonight. It's a new water source for San Antonio. It's come online. Looking back, would you do this entire process again?
Steve, looking back, I wish our community had done it the way we chose to do it this go around. If you go back all the way to the 1960s, we have been trying to get a new water supply to diversify off of the Edwards decade after decade after decade. And we saw failure after failure after failure, spending millions of dollars going after these projects. Lawsuits developed, we couldn't get the permits, So you literally had SAWS spending tens of millions of dollars and not a single drop of water. So we needed to do something entirely different this go around. And what we did is we shifted the risk over to the private sector, told them, you build the project, you get the permits, you get the rights of way, you construct it, you get the financing, you do everything. All SAWS will do is buy the water when it gets here. Therefore, they took all of that risk. And yes, the water is more expensive than any water that you'll probably see here in Texas today. But the price of that water today is the same price that it'll be in 30 years. Think of anything, Steve, that is essential as water where the price does not increase for a full 30 years. Not only that, in year 31, the price actually drops because all of the financing, all of the infrastructure will have been paid for. It all reverts back to SAWS, and then all we do is pay for the price of water at a reduced rate. So this is a great project in 2 30-year contracts that will take care of our water security for the next 60 years.
And live during 6 o'clock, I took a sample of the Vista Ridge right from the pipeline. Tasted great. So with that in mind, we're in Drinking Water Week. What is Drinking Water Week?
It's an attempt by the industry to let people know how important water is and how really we all need to understand what it takes to get that water to your tap. To some extent, it's not something that our customers should worry about. We always want them to know and recognize that water, as soon as you turn that faucet on, plentiful, clean, pure water will come out of it. Don't worry about it. But we also want to be recognized. We want our employees to be recognized for the tremendous amount of work. Steve, you simply saying that water tastes great sends a chill of respect to our employees, sends out messages to our employees that for the last 10 years, what they have been doing came to fruition, that we actually had this project online on board, and it tastes good.
Yeah, tastes better than good. It tastes really great. All right, final question for you. What have you learned in this process?
I think what we've learned, at least especially me, is that so much of what we're doing can be done remotely. It's not going to be to where all of our employees are going to be working from home. I would be lying if I said that we have not skipped a beat. There's a lot of things that we do better when we're with each other, when we're talking to each other about the circumstances. But for example, our call center, some of the individuals that are working from home, they took their laptop home. They have access to the complete records at SAWS of any customer, whoever may call. So I've tasked all of our departments to really look and see whether or not this is something that can be sustained to some extent.
Interesting. Robert Puente, the president and CEO of the San Antonio Water System, appreciate your time tonight. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Steve.
We'll be right back.